SUVs were once seen purely as family haulers, big, boxy, and built for practicality rather than speed. But in the past 2 decades, automakers decided to rewrite the rulebook. Suddenly, these tall, heavy machines weren't just about comfort and utility. They became performance monsters capable of humbling sports cars. Today, the world's fastest SUVs combine raw horsepower, cutting-edge engineering, and luxury in ways that seem almost impossible. What makes them so fascinating is their contradiction. How can a vehicle that weighs as much as a small truck sprint to 60 miles per hour in just a few seconds? How can something built for off-road adventures dominate drag strips and autobahns? The answer lies in turbocharged engines, hybrid systems, advanced all-wheel drive, and a relentless push for bragging rights. In this countdown, we're looking at the 8 fastest SUVs ever made. Machines that prove practicality doesn't have to come at the expense of pulse-pounding performance. Number 8. Lamborghini Urus Performante. When Lamborghini announced it was building an SUV, the world wasn't sure what to expect. After all, this was the brand famous for wedge-shaped supercars and wild V12 engines, not family-friendly vehicles. But in 2018, the Lamborghini Urus arrived, and it instantly redefined what an SUV could be. Fast forward to 2022, and Lamborghini unveiled an even more extreme version, the Urus Performante, a machine built to be not just luxurious, but one of the fastest SUVs on Earth. At its heart is a 4.0-liter twin-turbocharged V8, producing a staggering 657 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque. That's enough to launch the Urus Performante from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.3 seconds, with a top speed of 190 miles per hour. Numbers like that put it in direct competition with many high-performance sports cars, which is extraordinary considering the Urus weighs over 4,800 pounds. The secret to its performance lies in Lamborghini's obsessive engineering. The Performante sheds weight compared to the standard Urus, thanks to lightweight carbon fiber components. It also sits lower, with a sportier suspension setup that improves handling. Combine that with an advanced all-wheel drive system and an 8-speed automatic transmission tuned for brutal acceleration, and you've got an SUV that feels shockingly agile for its size. On the road, the Urus Performante delivers the kind of drama you'd expect from Lamborghini. It growls, snarls, and rockets forward with ferocity, yet still manages to offer comfortable seating for 5 and enough cargo space for a family trip. It's the ultimate contradiction. An exotic supercar wrapped in SUV practicality. Beyond the numbers, the Urus Performante carries cultural significance. It proved that Lamborghini could step outside its comfort zone and dominate a completely different segment. Purists may have scoffed at the idea of a Lamborghini SUV, but once they experienced the sheer speed and handling, the doubts quickly faded. For drivers over 40, the Urus Performante represents a new chapter in performance history. Proof that you don't have to sacrifice practicality for speed. Whether you're picking up kids from school or lining up at a drag strip, this SUV is ready to deliver thrills. The Lamborghini Urus Performante might not be the absolute fastest SUV ever made, but it's one of the most exciting. It blends Italian flair, outrageous speed, and everyday usability into a package that feels almost too good to be true. Number 7. Aston Martin DBX707. When Aston Martin entered the SUV market, expectations were sky high. Known for elegant grand tourers and James Bond's car of choice, the British automaker wasn't exactly synonymous with family-friendly practicality. But with the DBX 707 launched in 2022, Aston Martin didn't just build an SUV, they built one of the fastest, most powerful SUVs the world has ever seen. Under the hood lies a 4.0-liter twin-turbocharged V8, supplied by Mercedes-AMG, but tuned to Aston's own ferocious specifications. The result is a staggering 697 horsepower and 663 pound-feet of torque, figures that make it the most powerful production SUV in the world when it debuted. That power rockets the DBX 707 from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.1 seconds, with a top speed of 193 miles per hour. For an SUV weighing nearly 5,000 pounds, those numbers border on the unbelievable. What makes the DBX 707 so impressive isn't just the engine, but the way Aston Martin re-engineered the platform for performance. It features a 9-speed wet-clutch automatic transmission for faster, sharper shifts, along with an uprated all-wheel drive system capable of sending nearly all power to the rear wheels when needed. Adaptive triple-chamber air suspension and carbon ceramic brakes complete the package, ensuring that the DBX 707 doesn't just go fast in a straight line. It corners and stops with sports car precision. Inside, the DBX 707 is pure Aston Martin. The cabin blends hand-stitched leather, carbon fiber, and modern tech into an environment that feels both luxurious and driver-focused. Unlike some stripped-down performance SUVs, this one delivers comfort and refinement equal to its speed. It's an SUV you could take on a long road trip in style, then unleash on the Autobahn the very same day. Culturally, the DBX 707 represents Aston Martin's bold step into new territory. For a brand steeped in tradition, building an SUV was controversial, but the performance speaks for itself. This isn't a compromise. It's a statement that Aston Martin can play in the SUV arena and dominate. For drivers over 40, the DBX 707 offers the best of both worlds. A luxury grand tourer's soul with SUV practicality, wrapped in a package capable of humiliating many supercars. The Aston Martin DBX 707 is not just one of the fastest SUVs ever made, it's also one of the most complete, proving that Aston Martin can blend luxury, heritage, and sheer speed into a single, jaw-dropping machine. Number 6. Porsche Cayenne Turbo GT. The Porsche Cayenne has long been credited with saving Porsche as a company, transforming it from a niche sports car maker into a global powerhouse. But while early versions leaned heavily on practicality, the Cayenne Turbo GT represents the model at its absolute performance peak. An SUV that's as fast and precise as many of Porsche's sports cars. At the core of the Turbo GT is a 4.0-liter twin-turbocharged V8 tuned to perfection, delivering 631 horsepower and 626 pound-feet of torque. That's enough to propel this nearly 5,000-pound SUV from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.1 seconds and onto a top speed of 186 miles per hour. While that might not sound like hypercar territory, keep in mind this is a tall, family-capable SUV doing numbers that rival the legendary Porsche 911. But Porsche didn't stop with raw horsepower. The Turbo GT benefits from obsessive chassis tuning, including a lower ride height, stiffer suspension setup, rear axle steering, and active anti-roll stabilization. The result is an SUV that doesn't just accelerate hard in a straight line, but carves corners with shocking agility. It's not just fast, it's precise, delivering the kind of driver engagement few SUVs can match. One of its crowning achievements? The Cayenne Turbo GT set a Nürburgring lap record for SUVs in 2021, clocking in at 7 minutes and 38.9 seconds. That's a time that rivals serious performance cars, further cementing its status as one of the fastest SUVs ever built. Not just in straight-line speed, but in overall performance. Inside, Porsche blends sport and luxury seamlessly. The cabin features Alcantara trim, sport seats, and driver-focused ergonomics, while still offering plenty of room and comfort for passengers. It's a vehicle that can handle grocery runs as easily as it can handle racetracks. For drivers over 40, the Cayenne Turbo GT represents the perfect blend of practicality and Porsche DNA. It proves you don't have to give up your love of performance just because you need space and comfort. The Porsche Cayenne Turbo GT isn't just one of the fastest SUVs, it's one of the most complete, combining blistering acceleration, razor-sharp handling, and Porsche's legendary engineering into a package that's as thrilling as it is usable. Number 5. Bentley Bentayga Speed. When you think of Bentley, the first images that come to mind are of ultra-luxury sedans and coupes cruising effortlessly down European highways. But Bentley surprised the world when it entered the SUV market with the Bentayga. Then, they shocked everyone again with the Bentayga Speed, a 6,000-pound luxury SUV capable of hitting speeds usually reserved for supercars. Under its hood lies Bentley's trademark 6.0-liter twin-turbocharged W12 engine, delivering 626 horsepower and 664 pound-feet of torque. That massive powertrain launches the Bentayga Speed from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.8 seconds, with a top speed of 190 miles per hour. For perspective, that makes it faster than many Porsche 911s from just a decade ago. The engineering behind the Bentayga Speed is as refined as it is outrageous. Bentley fitted it with an advanced all-wheel drive system and an 8-speed automatic transmission tuned for seamless yet ferocious acceleration. The air suspension adapts in milliseconds, offering both cloud-like comfort and sports car stiffness depending on the mode. Carbon ceramic brakes, some of the largest ever fitted to an SUV, rein in all that weight and speed with authority. But what makes the Bentayga Speed so remarkable is how effortlessly it delivers its performance. Unlike many other fast SUVs that shout their intentions with aggressive styling and loud exhausts, the Bentayga Speed is understated. To the untrained eye, it looks like just another luxury SUV, until you press the accelerator and watch it surge ahead like a jet on takeoff. Inside, the Bentayga Speed is pure Bentley. Hand-stitched leather, wood veneers, and customizable finishes that make every cabin unique. It's a place where you can relax in heated, massaging seats, while casually traveling at speeds that would embarrass many sports cars. It's this blend of absolute opulence with extreme speed that makes the Bentayga Speed so fascinating. For drivers over 40, the Bentayga Speed is the ultimate expression of having it all. You don't have to choose between luxury and performance. You get both in a package that can cruise across continents in record time while pampering you like a 5-star hotel. The Bentley Bentayga Speed isn't just one of the fastest SUVs ever made. It's the fastest way to travel in total comfort and refinement. It proves that even in the world of ultra-luxury, speed is still the ultimate status symbol. Number 4. Maserati Levante Trofeo. When Maserati decided to enter the SUV market, it wasn't enough for them to simply build a luxury family hauler. The Italian brand is known for passion, performance, and flair, and with the Levante Trofeo, they delivered an SUV that embodies all three while boasting blistering speed. At its core is a 3.8-liter twin-turbocharged V8, hand-built by Ferrari. This engine produces 590 horsepower and 538 pound-feet of torque, propelling the Levante Trofeo from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.7 seconds, with a top speed of 189 miles per hour. Those numbers put it in direct competition with the fastest SUVs from Germany, while adding the unmistakable Italian flair Maserati is famous for. Performance is about more than numbers, though. The Levante Trofeo features Maserati's Q4 intelligent all-wheel drive system, which adapts in real time to maximize traction and handling. The adaptive air suspension lowers the ride height at speed, while torque vectoring sharpens cornering ability. Combined, these systems make the Levante Trofeo feel more like a sports sedan than a tall SUV, defying its size and weight. The styling is equally bold, with an aggressive front fascia, quad exhaust tips, and subtle Trofeo badging. It makes a statement without being over the top. And when the Ferrari-built V8 roars to life, it delivers a soundtrack that few rivals can match. It's not just about going fast, it's about sounding fast, too. Inside, the Levante Trofeo continues Maserati's tradition of blending luxury with sportiness. Expect supple leather, carbon fiber trim, and an infotainment system that, while not class-leading, does the job. The highlight, though, is the driving position. Maserati engineers focused on making the driver feel connected, ensuring that even at 180+ miles per hour, the SUV feels like an extension of the driver's will. For drivers over 40, the Levante Trofeo offers something unique. It's not just fast, it's emotional. While German SUVs might feel clinical in their precision, the Maserati delivers speed with soul. It's the SUV for those who want thrills along with practicality, for those who want every drive to feel special. The Maserati Levante Trofeo may not top the list in raw numbers, but it easily ranks among the fastest SUVs ever made. More importantly, it delivers that speed with the kind of passion only Maserati and a Ferrari-built V8 can provide. Number 3. Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. When most people think of Jeep, they picture rugged Wranglers crawling over rocks or Cherokees hauling families. But in 2018, Jeep stunned the automotive world by introducing the Grand Cherokee Trackhawk, a mid-size SUV packing the heart of a muscle car. Specifically, it borrowed the supercharged 6.2-liter Hellcat V8 from Dodge's Challenger and Charger, instantly making it one of the fastest SUVs on the planet. That engine cranks out a staggering 707 horsepower and 645 pound-feet of torque, launching the Trackhawk from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.5 seconds. Top speed, 180 miles per hour. For a nearly 5,400-pound SUV, those numbers are absurd. At full throttle, it feels less like an SUV and more like a muscle car that happens to sit higher off the ground. But the Trackhawk isn't just about brute force, it's about accessibility. Jeep equipped it with an 8-speed automatic transmission, all-wheel drive, and launch control, which means all that horsepower is actually usable. Where other Hellcat-powered cars struggle to put power to the ground, the Trackhawk claws at the pavement and rockets forward with terrifying consistency. Handling, surprisingly, is better than you'd expect. While it's no lightweight Porsche, Jeep stiffened the suspension and fitted Brembo brakes to ensure the Trackhawk could handle its speed safely. It's still a heavy SUV, but it manages corners with far more confidence than any Jeep had a right to before this model. Inside, the Trackhawk offers a mix of practicality and performance flair. There's room for the family, a large cargo area, and creature comforts like heated leather seats and a modern infotainment system. But look closer, and you'll find performance cues like a supercharger whine that fills the cabin and SRT branding that reminds you this is no ordinary Jeep. Culturally, the Trackhawk is important because it democratized extreme performance in the SUV world. While Lamborghini, Porsche, and Bentley offered high-speed SUVs for the wealthy, Jeep brought supercar-level acceleration to a much more attainable price bracket. For many enthusiasts, it was the first time they could realistically dream of owning an SUV that could dust sports cars at a stoplight. For drivers over 40, the Trackhawk represents pure fun. It's not the most refined nor the most luxurious SUV on this list, but it has character, power, and a sense of mischief that's impossible to ignore. The Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk proved that you don't need European pedigree to build a lightning-fast SUV. You just need a Hellcat engine, a Jeep badge, and the courage to put them together. Number 2. Tesla Model X Plaid. Electric cars have changed the game in performance, and no SUV proves that better than the Tesla Model X Plaid. While most of the SUVs on this list rely on massive engines, turbos, and superchargers, the Model X Plaid uses nothing but electricity to deliver speed that borders on science fiction. At its core are 3 electric motors, 1 front and 2 rear, producing a combined 1,020 horsepower. That insane figure translates into performance numbers that sound almost unreal. 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.5 seconds and a quarter-mile time of under 10 seconds. Top speed is 163 miles per hour, which is lower than some rivals here, but the jaw-dropping acceleration more than makes up for it. In fact, no other SUV in the world can match the way a Model X Plaid rockets off the line. Because it's electric, all of that torque, over 1,000 pound-feet equivalent, is available instantly. Press the accelerator, and the Plaid surges forward without hesitation, leaving supercars, motorcycles, and jets at takeoff in its dust. It's a silent but violent experience, with no gear shifts, no turbo lag, and no delay. For passengers, it feels like being strapped to a roller coaster that never lets up. But the Model X Plaid isn't just about speed. It's also one of the most practical SUVs on this list. With seating for up to 7, massive cargo space, and Tesla's signature Falcon Wing doors, it's as much a family hauler as it is a performance monster. Add in Tesla's advanced autopilot features, a huge central touchscreen, and constant over-the-air updates, and you've got an SUV that feels like it came from the future. Of course, the Plaid isn't perfect. Range anxiety, charging times, and build quality concerns have followed Tesla since the beginning. But when it comes to raw acceleration, nothing else in the SUV world even comes close. It's a new kind of performance, one that doesn't rely on displacement or exhaust noise, but on electrons and instant torque. For drivers over 40, the Model X Plaid represents the future of performance motoring. It's proof that speed and practicality don't have to come at the cost of sustainability or excitement. The Tesla Model X Plaid may not be the loudest or the flashiest SUV, but it is the quickest accelerating SUV in the world. And in a segment dominated by brute force gasoline engines, it stands as undeniable proof that the future of speed is electric. From Italian exotics to American muscle and electric rockets, these SUVs prove practicality doesn't mean sacrificing speed. Each one pushes engineering to new extremes, blurring the line between utility and supercar performance. The fastest SUVs ever made remind us that family haulers can still deliver heart-racing thrills.